I will be selecting 5 fortunes, responding naturally impromptu based on what the phrases triggered to my mind to consider. Agree or disagree, either is pretty irrelevant, as these are my responses to often cliche or half-baked pleasantries. Howdy humans, and welcome to Fortune 5. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and the first one. Speak Chinese is ice cream. The numbers are 30, 8, 35, 24, 41, and 37. Good beginning is half done. Yeah. I would say that's definitely the thing that comes to mind is starting off your day in a way that is beneficial to you. I had a discovery that, it's only obvious and it's only said pretty often. I mean, it's not rarely pointed out to us, but having it sink in and then making the effort to try to cultivate such an experience, it is so nice to not get home from work and feel, you spend a lot of your energy, you're kind of, done with the day, whatever, and have that be the time that's for you, where the switch that I had made was get home, kind of do the whatevers, maybe make my lunch, some basic stuff, go to bed earlier, and then wake up earlier so that I had my me time in the morning where I could use the best part of my energetic and brain space potentials, if you will, for myself to start my day was such a nicer way to spend the entire day. Because you're not worried like, oh, am I going to have time when I get home, blah, 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 blah. Because you got to do the things you really wanted to do, even if it's just laundry or something, you might have some little to-do list things to get done in the morning. It sets you up for better, the tone of the tenor of the day is improved by doing so. It's beneficial to you, you feel like, oh, I'm doing some good for myself. Instead of giving that best energy, that fresh start away to like your employer. Not to say that that's useless or bad, just we want to live too, right? So yeah, I mean, apply that across other things. I definitely agree with that one. Because, well, the other part of it being that it's half done. It's half done in that alright, so you may functionally get something done, but having the right tone or feeling or vibe or what have you is equally relative to the outcome. Arguably. Take from that what you will. I'm going on to the second one. Alright. Learn Chinese is sauce. Lucky numbers 5, 41, 55, 11, 4, and 9. The greatest ownership is embracement of emptiness. The greatest ownership is the embracement of emptiness. Alright, so my interpretation of this is that, so I'll take it down this road. It feels like it's trying to get at the point of not having expectations, right? So you're filling a void that has yet to come to fruition with something, an expectation, right? So you're not just being receptive, you're filling that potential before even getting there, before it even can become any sense of a reality. Where if you embrace the idea of not trying to predetermine the value or meaning or whatever to something, you just have an empty receptivity, you then own your experience as opposed to allowing that expectation or that external to alter how you feel, blah blah blah. If you're putting the control into something external to you and allowing that to control how you feel, you no longer own how you feel. You've outsourced that control, that ownership. Not putting value where it doesn't belong allows you to have greater control in the sense of beingness. No idea how clear that was. So we're going to move on to number 3. Okay, there's no learning words. Lucky numbers: 52, 54, 33, 30, 38, and 4. Poe says, this is one with a little panda picture, so he must be Poe. A person is worth their weight in gold. I'm worth a fortune. That's just a goofy... because it was always worth their weight in salt, because salt was actually how... it was like expensive, and so... I'm not going to say this right, but it was so valuable that it was kind of like had the value that we now consider gold to have it, the trade exchange, whatever. So that's where that actually, the weight thing comes into play. There's a few different ways, but that phrase came about. But I guess because it's a panda, I guess the point is to say that the panda would be heavy. But I don't really like that type of cliche of you're worth your what. It's like, there's so many variables to that. I suppose I tried to make that deep and where it was shallow. So we'll move on to number 4. Learn Chinese to eat. Lucky numbers: 25, 39, 44, 19, 26, and 47. A day of worry is more exhausting than a week of work. This one is good. I like this one. Yes, it is true. Gosh, so it's the same as that external locus of control, which I've talked about constantly, but it's futile. So it is almost like so like what if you're talking to a friend and you're being chatty and energetic and they're being chatty and energetic, you're almost like feeding back and forth, where when you're dwelling in worry and concern, blah blah blah, you're just dumping into an empty pit, and there's no like way to recharge yourself from that expenditure. So yeah, it's totally exhausting and pointless. And that maybe is, if I thought about it a little longer, that might be the draining effect, is that you're dumping energy into futility, where you're not going to recoup that energy in any meaningful way, if at all. And so it's saying the multiplying effect, because so I guess why I was thinking that partly is because, like, work, you gain something from, usually, like, even if it's just like a job you don't even like, you put forth the work to be paid, right? There's some sort of exchange there. You're getting something for it. So there is inevitably like a fairer balance than just dumping into nothing. But like, worry is so pointless. It doesn't do anything, because you're just speculating about something or concerning yourself with something that you have no control over, right? Like, things just can happen. So there's no... It's a practice of futility. It's not... you're never going to be like, wow, I'm really glad I worried about that for so long. It really helped me anything ever. So, last one. Learn Chinese. What time is it now? It's time to wrap this up. Lucky numbers: 26, 15, 10, 48, 37, and 49. Great. You're ready for a party. That means nothing to me. That's a great place to end then. I guess I don't have to say much for this one. You're ready for a party. I'm never ready for a party. I'm such a hermit. So that's me just reflecting on what it means to me personally. But maybe it's a message for someone else who's listening to this while they're getting ready to get going to some sort of party. All right. Well, pleasure having you. hopefully I'll see you again. Toodles.